Why am I not getting any views or followers? I've been posting for weeks on TikTok now. I was promised millions of followers from day one. I've seen this so many times now that brands that do decide to actually venture onto TikTok and get out of their comfort zone expect huge growth just right away, as soon as they post their first video. And from everything people are saying about TikTok, that's what you'd expect, right? And for the most part, it's actually true. I've seen one account grow from being just completely started fresh to having 100,000 followers in a week. And that's just insane growth. And it's something that you don't see on any other platform. If you go onto Instagram or LinkedIn, you can't get that crazy growth, right? And the best part is that growth is completely free. You're not having to pay for ads to get that growth. You're not having to do anything strange. You're just creating content that's good. So today, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do and what you need to consider when starting a new TikTok account that sets it up so it can actually grow well. This stuff really does make a huge difference and can set you on the easy path to growing your account right away. Instead of taking the hard path and having to learn things as you go along, just let me tell you. I've experimented, I've messed around with TikTok, and
I have destroyed some accounts.
So let's say we're starting a completely new account on TikTok, because that's probably where a lot of you watching this video are going to be at their stage of TikTokness. And you're going to relate to this more than you would if you'd already started it. And so starting new accounts for your brand, whether that's a personal or business one, it doesn't really matter at this point. It's just you're starting a new account, okay? So we're starting this new account. What we need to do is to know how to set up this account for extreme growth potential, and what we need to do to maximize that potential when we actually have started this account. And so let's start with the things that we actually need to know. And this section is the most important part of this video. So I'm putting it right at the start so that even if you don't watch the rest, but please do, then at least you'll have a decent start. It won't be the most optimized account, but it will be better than going in completely blind. So what we need to know is how the algorithm works, what it is looking for, how it is judging you, and what makes it tick. Get it? See what I did there? What makes it tick? Wow, stick around guys, there's more of this to come. So the first thing we need to know is about account authority. In a nutshell, that is a score given to your account that tells TikTok how trusted your content is and how well it is received by the people viewing it. Now, I'm going to be doing a more detailed look into account authority in a later video, so give that subscribe button some love if you haven't already, and to make sure that you know when the next video goes live, make sure to click the bell icon so you get a notification. So as a basic version though, your account starts with an authority of 0. It's not a bad account, it's not a good account, it's a completely neutral account in TikTok's eyes. So now as you start making content and gaining followers, your authority level can go up and it can go down. So if you post a string of incredibly amazing pieces of content that perform really well, then it will go up a lot. And if you get a load of bad performing content, then it will go down. And it can go down so much that you actually get temporarily blacklisted, or your content, in other words, might be shown to 3 people instead of 30,000 people. So you have to be wary of that. And yes, I know not every piece of content is going to be an absolute banger, it's going to be gold and get millions of views, but it's not necessarily what it's about. It's something that you can control to a degree if you're using your analytics right. But hey, I've been banging on about this account authority junk for ages now, and I still haven't really told you what it does. So again, in a nutshell, it helps TikTok decide how many people are going to be shown your content right away. So with an authority level of 0, like when you start out, for example, a piece of content will be shown to roughly 50 to maybe 200 people and judged based on their reactions to it. If they like it, if they share, comment, and rewatch it a bunch of times, then it's going to be shown to another batch of people and see how that gets judged. And it's this cycle that keeps repeating itself until basically people stop liking it. So that's how you can get a video that suddenly gets a million views when every other video you do gets 10. Because if it does well, people keep liking it, gets shown to more and more people, and it branches out. But as you grow your authority level, your video will be shown to more people straight away. So instead of those 50 people being shown it straight away and seeing how they react to it, it might be shown to 50,000 people straight away and seeing how they react to it. And that's how you can start going viral very easily. And the best bit is, it's not really about how many followers you have. It's all about consistently creating decent content. But the problem we have with a new TikTok account is that TikTok has no idea what we even do. And so how does it know who to show our content to? Who is actually going to react best to our content? Because after all, TikTok does want to keep people on the platform. So it does actually want your content to do well. It wants to show your content to the right people at the right time. And this is where it gets tricky, because TikTok grades your first 5 videos more than anything after that. So not only does TikTok not know who best to show your content to, but it also grades those first 5 videos the hardest, to give your account its kind of initial authority level. And this authority level can directly influence how quickly our account grows. If you smash out 5 awesome videos right away, then you're going to grow really fast, and that's when you can get 100,000 followers in a week. But if you throw out just random content that doesn't really have any idea what it's supposed to be about, then realistically your chances of growing quickly are very small, because your authority level is going to be very low. So you're going to have to battle through those authority levels to start getting that viral content. It's just going to be the hardest path you can choose. Now, it's not unheard of to get millions of views on your first post on TikTok though. So you can realistically do well with it straight away. You can smash through those authority levels really quickly. The thing is with it, you just need to have a plan. And so to set up your account for success, I would go through a process something like this. Step 1, choose your niche. So now I'm not saying you need to be super niche down like on YouTube or Instagram, for example. I'm saying choose more of a general niche. So for instance, it might be social media tips for marketers. And that sounds very broad, but you have to remember your audience and the platform you're on here. You have the luxury of being among the few who are actually creating content right now. So that means you can be a little bit more broad with your messaging to catch more people in your kind of marketing net. On YouTube, on the other hand, there are so many people creating content that you almost need to have a niche of social media tips for marketers in the hotel industry in Derby, UK, with 30 or fewer rooms. Like, that niche you need to have to get anywhere. It's just like ridiculous. But we don't need to be that specific on TikTok, which is awesome. We do, however, need to have a general theme of the content we are creating, if not just for the TikTok algorithm, but for the people actually following you as well. If you follow someone for social media tips, then they go and tell you how to make slime, for example, it's going to be confusing to them. Like, why are they following you for social media tips? That's what they want to see you for. So pick a theme and stick to it. Step 2, spend a few hours on TikTok. And this is going to be the easiest tip for you ever. So this is really just your classic research. You need to go onto the platform and really just see what kind of content is working on there and what isn't from other creators. So just spend a bit of time flicking through the feed in general, but also find your competitors' accounts. Search for the hashtags they might be using and just really stalk them. Like, look at every single video they've done. And you need to deep dive into this content, you need to visit their profile, you need to see what pieces of their content outperform their other pieces. And then you can start to look at, why is that piece doing better than the others? Is it a trend? Is it the actual value of the content they've created? What is it that is making that content do well? After spending some time on here as well, you can start to see what is trending. So what kind of content keeps popping up for you time and time again? What kind of sounds are people using? What kind of movement are people using? And those are the kind of things you need to take note of. And as a small disclaimer, the way TikTok works is when you start it up, it shows you everything to start with, and then it refines based on what you interact with. So don't be scared away by seeing kids dancing or lip syncing, because you will get a lot of that to start with, but it will drop off. The more you engage with content that's within your niche, the more content like that you will be shown. You will get shown those videos every so often because they are trending, and so TikTok is just showing them to everyone. But it will drop off. So stay with it, don't be scared away. But at the same time, it is super important to see this content because you can learn what is trending really quickly from those, because those kids are using the trending sounds, they're using the trending hashtags like crazy, and so you can start to see what is trending. Which brings us nicely into step 3, which is create your first video. Now you've done your research on your competitors. You found out what is trending and the latest sounds and everything like that. Maybe even favorited a few for using later. You now need to create your first video using everything you know so far. So use a trend, but keep it in your chosen niche. Create something similar to those videos from your top competitors, but of course, put your spin on it. But most importantly though, put some time into it. Make it the best video it can be. And for a 15-second video, spending time doesn't mean you're spending an entire day doing this one video. You just plan it and make sure you're putting out your best content possible right now. Because, as I said earlier, TikTok judges your first 5 pieces of content to give you that initial authority. So you want these pieces to do well, like really well. And then it's all easy from then on, because you've gone through these account authority bands and your content is being shown to more people sooner. So you need to make these just incredible videos. Remember as well that you need to put this effort into your first 5 posts, but you don't need to actually create them all straight away. You just need to post consistently and make sure those 5 pieces are the best possible. It doesn't mean you need to post those 5 pieces one each day. You can do one a week. You could do one a month if you wanted to, but just make sure you are posting consistently and they are of a good quality. Now, the reason we do this one video to start with will become apparent soon. But first, let's do step 4. You need to engage with others. So go onto your competitors' profiles again, or the profiles that your audience might be looking at. So for instance, in a marketing situation, I would probably look at business and finance profiles as well to find an audience that might be interested in what I'm saying. Because if you're starting a business, then you need to do marketing too, right? So then what you want to do is you want to comment on their posts. You don't need to like them, you just need to comment on them, like you would do with an Instagram strategy. Make it a decent comment, something meaningful. Don't just put some emojis in there, because that's just wasting your time. And you want to do this for a couple of videos a day. You don't need to go too crazy about it, but do as many as you can a day. And if you go directly to competitors' profiles and do it on their latest videos, which is a super top tip, as well, that is the best way to start getting traction for the engagement that we're actually looking for. And the reason we do this is because it will drive more people back to our profile. Especially if you put something decent. If you're making a valid comment, then it's going to interest people. It's going to pique people's interest in you that will then take them back to their profile. And I've got some comments that are actually doing better than some of my videos in terms of likes and replies. Like, I've got one comment that's got like tens of thousands of likes on it. Okay, so these comments can do incredibly well if you get the right comment in the right video. And so again, the people who are looking at the comments on the video will see yours, they'll see it come up first, and it might intrigue them just to check you out. Which is why we've created our first video before we do this. Because you're getting all these people coming to your page, they're interested in you, they're like, this guy done a good comment, I like what he's putting down. And then they end up coming to an empty page. And that's sad. They will have nothing to do, they have no reason to follow your page or to engage with anything. They'll just go back to what they were doing. So if you're driving them there, at least have a single video for them to look at and to engage with. And you're going to need to keep this commenting strategy up forever. Or at least as long as you can, really. And the more you do it, the better results you get. As long as it doesn't become spammy. There's nothing worse than spam comments and just messing around. It's just a waste of time again. So a bonus step is big engagement. Now, if you're feeling a little bit bold, a little bit fancy, not only can you start creating more content easily, but you can also start getting the engagement from other people's posts by duetting them or reacting to them. So a duet means you can do a side-by-side with their video and either add some extra details to it or just generally praise their content. So if someone's done a good video around marketing, for example, and they've shown like a Facebook marketing tip, I might duet that and go, guys, this is an amazing video to watch. You should learn from this person. And this in turn will most likely get shown to not only your followers, but their followers as well. So it can reach people that you might not have reached otherwise, giving you that extra chance to go viral and to get more people following you. And it's pretty awesome, and I've even seen some accounts that have been built purely on duetting other people's content. That's how powerful the duet is. It might take a little bit of time to set up, but it is well worth it over just running into the app, not really knowing what's happening, not knowing what you're supposed to be doing. But here are the main takeaways. Authority level is key. Your first 5 videos need to be awesome. You need to have a plan. You need to choose your niche. You need to spend time on the platform to learn what works and what doesn't. You need to create your first video, and you need to engage with others. Don't forget to give that like button a boop and follow me if you haven't already. And if you want to learn more about TikTok, I've actually built a whole course around it where you can learn the in-depth strategies to growth, you can learn more about the account authority, more around other strategies that I use to help grow accounts, and the link is in the description below. So see you guys next time.